I want to make a bold claim right out of the gate. In my opinion, Unforgiven has the most complex image system in all of cinema. Not just Westerns, not just Clint Eastwood films, all of cinema. And because of that, I also believe it is the deepest and most thematically complex film ever made. Most people watch Unforgiven and think it's about violence or aging or the death of the Old West. But that's not what's really happening. What's actually happening is hidden on purpose. And today, I want to show you 5 film secrets hidden inside Unforgiven that most people feel but never consciously see. If you're new here, my name is Miguel Parga. I'm the best-selling author of What They Didn't Teach You in Film School and Make Your Own Movies. And I've been teaching people how to make films that matter for the last 18 years. Before we go any further, we need to define something essential here. What is an image system? An image system is a repeated image, a motif, or an idea that runs throughout a film that the director does not want you to consciously notice. Why? Because if you notice it consciously, your brain judges it. But if it slips past your awareness, it goes straight to the emotion. That's the trick. Now, I've shown examples of this before. The color red in Michael Clayton, mirrors in The Truman Show, frame within a frame in American Beauty. Those systems operate quietly, adding a layer of meaning to the film that's just magic. Unforgiven does the same thing, but on a biblical level, because the image system in Unforgiven is the Bible itself, and it seeps into every aspect of the film. This is something Clint Eastwood has been wrestling with for decades. You can see earlier versions of it in Pale Rider and other films, but in Unforgiven, it's fully realized. Let's break it down. The first secret is simple but radical. At its core, Unforgiven is a story about saving a prostitute, which should immediately ring a bell, because in the Bible, Jesus saves Mary Magdalene, a prostitute, from being executed. Now, here's where Eastwood gets brilliant. There's a scene in Unforgiven where the prostitutes attack their attackers by throwing stones at them. This is a direct inversion of the biblical story. In the Bible, the crowd prepares to stone Mary Magdalene. Jesus intervenes and stops it. In Unforgiven, the prostitutes become the crowd and they throw the stones. Eastwood isn't copying the Bible, he's reversing it, which immediately tells you this is not a story about redemption, it's a story about judgment. The next image in the system is rain. Rain appears at very specific moments in Unforgiven, early in the film, and again, during the climactic final confrontation. This is not accidental. Rain here is a reference, of course, to the Great Flood. In the Bible, the flood represents judgment, cleansing, God deciding that the world must be wiped clean. Whenever it rains in Unforgiven, something irreversible is about to happen. It's not just atmosphere, it's biblical consequences. The flood is coming. This is the one that confuses people the most, because the Jesus figure in Unforgiven is Little Bill Daggett, played by Gene Hackman. Let's look at the evidence. Little Bill is a carpenter. Not a good carpenter, but a carpenter nonetheless. He punishes gunmen who come to collect money. He drives them out of town. That's Jesus driving the money lenders from the temple. Then it gets darker. Little Bill kills Ned, William Munny's friend, by flogging him. Jesus, of course, was flogged before his execution. After Ned dies, they display his body publicly with a sign explaining his crime. Jesus was displayed on the cross with a sign above his head. This is not subtle, but because it's spread across the film, it never feels obvious. Here's the twist. Little Bill represents lawful righteousness, order, structure, justice without mercy, which is exactly why he must die. Now, let's talk about angels. Angels are mentioned repeatedly in this film. When William Munny first sees the prostitute, he thinks she's an angel. Later, when Munny has a fever, he tells his friend that he's dreamed of the angel of death. He says the angel of death has snake eyes, and I wonder who has better snake eyes than Clint Eastwood. Here's the truth. William Munny is the angel of death. He's a man who has killed women, killed children, killed anything that walks or crawls. He says so himself. And there's a detail that confirms it. Eastwood rides a pale horse in the film, an Appaloosa actually. That is a direct reference to the book of Revelation. Behold a pale horse, and on it sat death, and hell followed with him.
You better bury Ned right. You better not cut up to otherwise harm no horse. Or I'll come back and kill every one of you sons of bitches.
William Munny is not a redeemed man. He's a washed out angel of death, summoned one last time. There's a quiet scene in Unforgiven where Munny cures a blind man. He cures the Schofield kid of needing spectacles, of wanting them actually, which is one of the reasons the kid believes he needs to kill. This mirrors biblical stories where Jesus restores sight. But again, this is not salvation. Munny doesn't save the kid, he damns him. Because once the kid can see clearly, he realizes what he's done. He doesn't want glasses anymore, because now he realizes the consequences of death.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
He was blind, and now he sees. Now, here's the final clue, and it's my favorite. There's a line repeated in the film, actually an entire conversation repeated twice in the film. When the writer is asked what he does, he says, "I'm a writer." And they always ask him back, what, of letters? And he answers, no, books. It's funny in the film when he says it. That line is repeated twice, very deliberately. And here's why it matters. The word Bible literally means books. Eastwood is telling you exactly what this film is without ever saying it.
I don't have a gun. I've never had a gun. I write. I'm a writer.
Writer?
Yeah.
Letters and such?
No, books.
Books?
Yeah. I don't believe it. You killed 5 men. Single-handed.
Yeah.
This is master filmmaking. A filmmaker operating on a narrative level, a visual level, a psychological level, and a mythic level, all at once. Unforgiven doesn't tell you what to think. It lets the image system do the work. If you want to make films that last, films people feel decades later, you don't explain, you encode. That's what Clint Eastwood did here. And that's why Unforgiven will never age. If this breakdown resonated with you, like and subscribe for more deep dives into filmmaking that actually matters. And if you feel like you've poured your soul into your work, but it's still not landing the way it should, let me help you level up. Because every great film starts with the script. In my course From Meh to Masterpiece, I break down the hidden code behind stories that actually work. The link is below. And remember, don't just direct your movies, direct your life.